Alright guys, we are here with another video on the channel, and as you can see we are in Ark Survival Ascended because today we are doing a mod showcase video, and this mod is called the Home Decor mod. All you have to do is download Ark Survival Ascended, head on into the mod list page, type in Home Decor, and it should be one of the very first ones that pops up. Now, before we really kind of get into this, I just wanted to really kind of say that this mod is probably one of my favorites. It does add a much needed variety to the things and different stuff that could be placed down in Ark. As you can see behind me, it adds terrariums, aquariums, different forges, storage bins, and we will get to all of this stuff that it comes with in just a minute here. But I just wanted to say this is probably one of my personal favorites. I do not, claim any ownership over it. I have zero idea who owns it, and I just wanted to really kind of put this out there that this is one of the best um, structures and building mods for new items that I've seen on Ark Survival Ascended in a very, very long time. So what we're going to do first is we are just going to go over the stuff and things that is behind me before we get into this smithy where we can make everything that has to do with this mod. So we're just going to go from kind of right to left here. As you can see here, this is a this is a terrarium, excuse me. As you can see, a little Titan boa down there in the bottom right here. And a cool trick you can do with this, you could change the wood type. And obviously, as you can see, you could go tech, you could go dark, you can go light. Me personally, I find the basic one to be the most visually appealing. And the amount of detail that does go inside of these terrariums is really, really, really good. As you can see, it doesn't really move much. The grass moves. You got some sparkly stuff going on over here. But not very much movement coming from the Titan boa other than a little tongue flick, as you can see. But yeah, I mean, cool thing about this is, like I said, you could change the wood. Now, there are 3 versions of this. There is, I believe, Terrarium 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, I chose the second one because of how visually appealing it is. But, yeah, just kind of moving on. Large storage box, as you can see, holds 900 items. And it looks literally like you could just pull out each box, and I love it. These are stackable. They can stack up top, they can stack to the side. Obviously, not really recommended to stack them one behind the other. Can't really open these that way, but obviously they're very, very, very good stacking high and stacking length. So, but yeah, just a great visual for the storage devices that we've got in this mod. It really, like I said, it adds a whole different bunch of stuff that I really, really love. Again, nothing really too much with this. You can do settings. Obviously, there's all this. You change the wood types as well on all of this. Personally, I like the darker stuff for the storage. Makes it seem like it pops out a little more, each with the drawers and stuff. But just something like this looks really, really nice, you know. Not to mention, 900 storage slots is crazy, in my opinion. But like I said, moving on to this die crafter over here. Obviously, you throw whatever materials you want in here for whichever dies you want to make, and it literally gives you the materials, which I think is phenomenal. Obviously, there's different berries that go along with it. Obviously, you need water. But like I said, you have a simple berry farm. This thing is the bomb. I've been playing with this mod for the entire time I've had Ark Survival Ascended, and like I said, this is one of my favorite mods, because this right here, I love dyeing my armor, I love going into battle with, golden and black armor, and it looks just phenomenal. Just to have something like this with each individual dye to where you don't have to mess around with the berries, or you don't have to build the big industrial cooker to do all of it. I think this just makes it so much easier and so much more streamlined, which I love. Again, I love it when it's just nice and easy right there. But again, the visuals for this look great. You can change the wood type on here as well. Me personally, I like kind of stuff like this. Makes it look like an actual shelf. But as you can see, you can rename. They are pick upable. You can unlock it. And like I said, just beautiful stuff from the mod developers with this. I feel like they really, really nailed it with this one specifically, just because of how it looks visually and how it works config-wise. So again, moving on. This is the Atlas Kiln. Obviously, as you can see here, it is a very, not very big structure, which I guess is fine, but it does have its uses. Obviously, you can make, clay, gas balls, and sulfur. Obviously, making the gas is probably what people would use this for. That plus the gas ball, probably. Not very many people use clay or sulfur unless you're trying to make some ammunition. But again, it is good. It does have its uses. It is not that difficult to make. I will go over the crafting recipes in the smithy, but yeah, it doesn't have a lot of uses, but it is a nice, small little new thing that they put in, which again, I really love. So I'm not going to complain about this. Holds a decent amount of space, holds a decent amount of items, excuse me. Doesn't take up a lot of space, as you can see. And yeah, it looks nice visually. It's got the wood stuff down here. Got the little whatever. I think these are smithing pliers or whatever they're called. But it does have like a nice little table up top here, which I think is very nice. But yeah, just kind of breezing through some of this stuff here. Moving on over here. Here we have the egg boiler. We can use refertilizer for the fuel. Um, and I will just kind of show you what this does here. When you look at the range, it has a very, very big range. So in a basic sense, what you would do is you would put this on either a table or on the floor nearby to where you have a lot of your dinos. So it would pick up whatever eggs you have. It would pick up like fertilized eggs after breeding and all that stuff. You can even set it to ignore certain species, which is kind of a little much in my opinion, but it is nice where you could just kind of look through alphabetically, so it doesn't do too bad there. And then the destroy list is the same thing, but instead of picking up the eggs and keeping them, it would most likely pick them up and then destroy them. And the ignore list obviously is just for eggs you would just leave on the ground. A nice little thing. I do feel like Ark has needed like something that kind of collects eggs, and I know we have the incubation stuff, which is all fine and good, but something that you could just put down and let it go, where it'll collect all the eggs, and I think is just perfect. You could use this to have dinos constantly on breeding, and you could just let the game run, let them breed for hours, and just collect eggs over and over. You don't really have to do much. Again, like I said, very streamlined. I love it. Just moving on. I do love the visuals they did with this. It reminds me of one of those. Hold on one second. There we go. Uh, where is it? There it is. It reminds me of one of those incubating devices from Jurassic Park because it has the stuff in the middle here, and it has a little latch to go up and down, which I think is great. But yes, vacuum cleaner obviously uses the propellant for fuel. What this does is it has a nice range on it as well. Um, Around the same range as the egg boiler, which again is fine. It does cover a very, very good area. What it does is it picks up all the stuff that gets dropped on the ground. Obviously, like I said, uses a propellant for fuel. I think collection options. Here we go. What it does, obviously, owl pellets, poop, paste, eggs, silica pearls, black pearls, gotcha crystals, anything that gets put on the ground by any kind of dino, it picks up. Obviously, owl pellets, the black pearl, silica pearls, eggs, paste, and poop. Not a lot of stuff gets dropped on the ground, so I guess it would make sense. But again, you could kind of use this and the egg boiler in the same kind of area, because again, it picks up poop as well, so you could use this to kind of get automatic crop farms. Use this to pick up the poop, have it go into the compost bins, and do it that way. Obviously, you could, stop this from picking up eggs if you want to use this to pick up eggs and just have this pick up the rest, which again, like I said, kind of go hand in hand, so they could work well together. Um, but yeah, moving on. The Atlas Forge. Obviously, wood, thatch, or spark powder to activate. Gets metal, gas balls, and scrap metal ingots. Kind of fairly simple, basic forge stuff. But I will say, let's get rid of this HUD. The visuals for this one look phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Um, Obviously, this is, everybody knows what this stuff is. Um, it looks great. I mean it. With the basic forges we have in Arc, they are very, very simple. And with this, I think this is an advanced version of something that's simple with a much, much better visual look. Obviously, you got the tools all over the place, got the nice little sidebar, and just little details that make it look a hell of a lot better. And it blows my mind how some of the Arc devs don't think of stuff like this. Instead, they rely on the modders, which again, not complaining, but I mean, you can't sit there and tell me this doesn't look fantastic. But yeah, like I said, very simple to use, very streamlined, and looks great. Moving on. This is the Aquarium 2. Obviously, you can see a little jellyfish, a little nautilus, the anglerfish up here. I don't believe they move around other than what they're already doing. Like, you won't see this nautilus go over here, or you won't see that jellyfish go over there. But yes, obviously this is one of the aquariums, the second aquarium. Just very good, well done visually. Same thing as the terrarium over there. You can change the wood, so I'm not going to go into that. But I will say it is very, very well done in the entirety. Um, yeah. Now, I think we are done with this part. Yes. We're going to head over here to the smithy. Now, obviously, as you can see, I do have a bunch of other stuff that I will most likely show you. Um, I mean, microwave, toaster, not really that important in my opinion, but going over to the smithy, um, storage for 150 item slots, fantastic, and it sections off everything, by name, by location, um, obviously by, what they are, storage boxes, and obviously we do have another fun stuff over here, tech decoration items, change dinos in, whoa, what is this? I didn't see this. That's new. Dino tree. It's just a bunch of tech decoration items that look good. Tech fridge. Requires electricity. That could be used. That's useful. Tech altar. Okay. Some of this stuff I didn't look at before. I do think that they kind of hid the tech stuff. Tech deco glass. That's interesting. Let's have a look at this too, shall we? I want to check this out. These two things. I'm going to go back in here. I didn't see this stuff before. Is this? Ah, all right. Little itchy when you move there, but We can change the dino. Let's see. Trike, Rex, Therizino, Thyla, Megalodon, Wyvern, Rock Golem, Rock Drake. That's a slug. I don't know why they put that there. A horse and all right. So that's interesting. I like this though. Doesn't work very well when you move, unfortunately. As you can see, it is a little bit a little glitchy, but I still think it looks great. We're gonna pick that up actually before we put down the other one. This one, obviously this is small, so it can go on tables. Ooh, Broodmother. Hello. That looks great. I like that. Change Dino. Spider, Trilobite, Scorpion, Ammonite, Ant, Arthropleura, Bee, Bog Spider, uh, okay, a crab. I like that. Looks cool. Alright. Crab, Diplodocus, Dung Beetle, Intrepid, Jugbug, Leech, Lightbug, and a Lystro. Kind of sucks how with the, it doesn't, I was going to say with the Lystro, it should make it smaller and just like lay it on its feet. But that's, again, this is new to me. I think they must have updated this add-on recently, or this mod recently, excuse me. But I think this looks great. Some of it I would change, but again, that's just me. Um, okay, now we're going to go over this and this. This is the travel terminal, where you can obviously, it functions just like an obelisk does, transmit survivors, creatures to other arcs. Same thing, just without all of the boss stuff up at the top here. So essentially this is the travel terminal without the boss stuff. But yes, I do think this is good. I like this. And this is the gun that they use. Let's see. Obviously, it identifies this stuff. I'm gonna put that away. I didn't mean to do that. And it obviously would allow you to change the wood from a distance. I guess is okay in my opinion, but other than that, I don't think it has very many uses because I'm kind of hitting buttons here and it's not doing much. But yeah, I think we have just a few things to go over. Obviously, as you can see, there are some other stuff that I'm not going to go over here yet. The element crafter I wanted to go over. Here we have Aquarium 3, Terrarium 1, Aquarium 1. They have a new compost bin that I want to check out. Trash bin. Atlas Smithy. We'll check that out. And we will check out the minibar. Because why not? Now this is just going to kind of be random stuff getting placed around, so don't mind me. Let's see. Element crafter. How does this look? Looks fairly decent in my opinion. Let's see. Okay. I mean, I kind of figured as much. But still, it looks nice for what it is. I mean, very futuristic. I love it. Now here. What on earth was that? So this is the Aquarium 3. Mini Megalodons in here. Get rid of this. Obviously, as you can see, it's got some stuff on the ceiling. Obviously, all this. And you can still change the wood. The only thing I really don't like about this one is it had the sounds that freaked me out a little bit. So if you're not expecting that, those can definitely freak you out. but I do think it looks very, very well done visually. Um, Obviously, with the aquariums and the terrariums, the higher the number, the bigger. So you want a big one, you go aquarium or terrarium 3. You want a small one, you go aquarium or terrarium 1. But again, just overall very, very well done visually. Um, Only thing I would change is really lowering the volume on this. So we are just gonna pick that up. Um, and this is Terrarium 1. Um, a bulb dog over here. A couple of these, oh my god, what are they called? The lizards. The lizards from Aberration. There we go. Look very, very well done. I love the surroundings on the ceiling, on the wall. Obviously, the bulb dog is very adorable. The lantern lizards, or whatever they are, very well done. Love how that one's on the ceiling or on the vines. Um, but yeah, like I said, very well done visually. Great, great stuff added inside of the actual terrarium. But yeah, I do love the variety of creatures that they have in this. We have obviously one that's based off of Aberration, one for the swamp, one for the ocean. But yes, so like I said, moving on slightly quick here. This is Terrarium Aquarium 1, excuse me. Whole bunch of coelacanths. I love that. Get rid of this. Very well done. Love the ruins in the background. Wish they would have put slightly different fish in this one. A saber-toothed salmon would have been nice. I do love the size differences, though. Like I said, still very, very well done visually. Um, Honestly incredible. The variety they put into each and every single one of them is just great. But we are going to keep it on moving. Wrong. There we go. Now this is the compost bin. Uh, Compost bin again. Will slowly convert thatch and poop into high quality compost. Obviously. Um, 25 item slots only, which again is for somebody who's would normally use only one compost bin in my opinion. But at least with these, I believe they are snappable. I guess not. Okay. I mean, still, for a singular compost bin, it does look very well done visually. Um, you can change the wood as well. Again, I like the more basic stuff that's, up here. But, that's just me. Again, for somebody who likes to make, big bases in Arc and all that fun stuff, I would obviously be using more than one of these compost bins, but only to have a max storage slot of 25. Um, Again, not really great in my opinion, but again, you just build more, it's a crafting game for a reason, guys, We can't obviously have all the perfect stuff, but this does add a good semblance to it. Trash bin. Use it to spoil meat, raw mutton, raw fish, raw meat. Honestly, it would just be throwing it all in here. I don't know if it spoils instantaneously, but I am going to see if I can't check that out. Maybe not, considering there's no creatures in this area. But again, it's a meat spoiler, so we just throw it in here, spoils the meat. Obviously there's no change in the wood for this one, but again, it is fairly simple, so we're gonna pick this up. And we are gonna go the Atlas Smithy. I don't think it's any different than the regular smithy. Only thing it does is add the saddles for some of the newer dinosaurs, as you can see here. I know it has different structures. Crafting, obviously just a fabricator. Um, wood, gets all the wooden signs, storage, treasure chests, wooden tree platforms, behemoth gates, trap doors, or cellar doors, excuse me. Electrical, a windmill. So it's pretty much the same thing as the regular smithy. Yeah, nothing much different here. I don't think, yeah, like I said, I don't think there's anything different. I know it says craft the metal items here, so that is obviously important. But a storage space of 75 item slots is nothing to sneeze at. So, whichever you want to do the regular smithy, or you want to do this smithy. I don't think there is a difference. So, moving on. Here we have the mini bar. Obviously, this is just a regular fridge, but it is of a smaller stature than the other fridges in Ark or even in this mod. So if you are looking to have a fridge by your area, or you're looking to make an actual minibar kind of location, you can obviously use this fridge and have it kept underneath some form of table, because it is just above, you know, mid waist range. Or you could obviously, if I enable snapping, you could do side by side. Only thing that sucks, in my opinion at least, can't do up top. I would love to do, you know, stuff like, you know, another layer of this up top. I feel like that would be great. But I do believe that is everything of importance in this mod pack. So again, guys, I'm just going to kind of go over the basic stuff for this mod real quick. We're going to toggle orbit. Here we go. Basically, this is a mod for anyone who is looking to add more spice into daily life of Ark. And overall, I just think it's an overall great mod to have. Add some really, really cool stuff that you could use to decorate your base. Add some vital information regarding the, what's the term? The level of detail and the level of work you can put into creating such a big base, or such big farms and all this other fun stuff. But again, if you're someone who's looking to add spice, who is looking to add new items, and who is looking to just overall increase the enjoyment they get from base building and furniture building, this mod is the mod for you. Now, as always, guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.